Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are talking about this quick shot of snow for parts of the Ohio River Valley, even parts of the Mississippi River Valley, and then eventually into the Northeast. This isn't very significant, you're not going to be seeing a foot of snow from this, but this is a storm that's going to be moving through at some very influential parts of the day, including morning commutes and even evening commutes in some spots. So I wanted to push this video out a little bit earlier than I usually do. So we're going to go in depth into the storm, go through timing, go through snow totals, and make sure that you are ready for the commutes tomorrow, as well as just preparing yourself for this storm. So right now I am on the National Weather Service page. So we have winter weather advisories from Kansas to Boston. So I did not include a few of these because they're for another system, but the main ones you gotta take into account here are Kansas to even up to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. But let's move on here. Here's the probability of receiving 1 inch of snow. You can see many areas in that 80 to 95 plus range, from areas of Indiana through into the Northeast. Now, this storm system is going to be moving pretty quickly throughout the day. Most areas won't be seeing this for more than 12 to 15 hours, but it could pack a little bit of a punch based on timing, and we'll go through that a little bit in a second here. But generally, you can see that there's not the highest confidence in this storm, but there's a decent amount of confidence in this storm, at least per the National Weather Service and the Weather Prediction Center. Now let's go to the NAM for your frame-by-frame analysis of this storm. So right now I'm looking at the continental US. We're going to be going through 3 models, each getting more and more concise, but also having more of a risk factor in the amount of snow totals that they have because of their simulated precision. This is the most broad. This is the NAM 12-kilometer model. Right now we have some showers in Missouri and Illinois, as well as even parts of Indiana. That'll be moving through very light snow. Now you get right along the Ohio River, even into areas such as Pittsburgh, getting that moderate to heavy snowfall. And there's this one band that'll be setting up, and that'll be slowly moving through the Ohio River Valley. This is the slowest portion of the storm. Now, once it gets through the Ohio River Valley, we set our eyes on the Northeast. This is when we get toward the morning hours. These 2 frames here are the morning rush. So, especially areas getting into Pittsburgh, getting into Cincinnati, getting into Louisville, maybe even getting into the New York City metro, you're right in the mix there. Buffalo, some of these major cities, at least moderate to major in terms of population, in terms of business centers, going to be impacted by the storm during the morning rush. Now, as the storm moves through, these areas in the Ohio River Valley will not be getting that snowfall, especially for the evening rush. Ohio River Valley, you're in the clear for the evening rush. Now, throughout the day, you will be seeing a decent amount of snow in areas such as New York City. New York City might be even switching over to some rain, maybe some freezing rain at some points, but southern New England and north of that will be seeing all snow. Now, this is about 1 p.m., still getting some moderate to heavy snowfall. And then we have here, this is about 4 o'clock. This is the start-ish of the evening rush. You can see the areas of southern New England, even getting into Maine. The Boston area will probably be impacted the most in terms of the evening commute back home. But overall, still some moderate to heavy snowfall pushing through the area. Then slowly, this does start to move off throughout the night on Tuesday and into the early morning on Wednesday. Let's go to the right here. Let's go to the snow totals. So you can see nothing major. Nothing more than about 6-7 inches. I think that 7 is probably the most that we're going to see here. Even so, maybe some areas locally see 8. Nothing huge. But just the timing of the storm will be very influential in the amount of snow, as well as the impacts on the roads. Because especially in parts of Boston, you'll be seeing that 3 to 4 inches on the roads. So here's the NAM 3-kilometer model. This model here will be a little bit more precise, but at the same time more risk. So you can see has that heavier band during the morning hours. We get into that morning rush here. This is at about 4 a.m. Eastern, about 3 a.m. Central, and then throughout the morning, you can see tapering off in the Ohio River Valley, moving into the northeast. And then throughout the day, it starts to move out. Again, Boston, you are probably most at risk of seeing both of your commutes being impacted there. Now, in terms of snowfall totals for the NAM 3-kilometer model, you can see, again, highest snowfall total being 7 inches. Maybe, again, areas locally getting 8 inches of snow. Now let's go to the HRRR. The HRRR model is the most concise. This comes out every hour on the hour, and this is one of their more long-range models that only comes out every 6 hours. But this will bring us about 48 hours into the future here. The HRRR does not have as heavy of a band in the Ohio River Valley, but it does have a decent snowfall in the northeast still, and that low pressure forms, bringing even more moderate heavy snowfall in. That moves off still, same time frame, having the Ohio River Valley seeing most of their snow before and leading into the morning rush, and the northeast having the most risk of having both of your rushes impacted, in particular Boston. But that moves out. Snowfall totals for the HRRR being right there. So you can see the HRRR kind of lays back on the Ohio River Valley. Most in the Ohio River Valley is about 5 inches. Now in the northeast, 7-8 inches again. So we kind of have some model agreement here. That's a good thing, but overall influential in terms of your morning and evening rushes. Now let's go to my predictions for snow for this storm. So here are my predictions for this storm. Again, very light overall, less than 3 inches in this light blue color for snow, and this medium blue here being that 3 to 6 inch range. Probably the most here, maybe an isolated 7 or 8 inches, but overall 3 to 6 is your range. We could see maybe a little bit more where some more moderate heavy snowfall sets up, and maybe a little bit more where the snow just goes on for a little bit more time, but still very light. Now in terms of rain, if you're in the rainy section, I do have New York in this rainy section, less than a half an inch. Very light, not going to be too much of a hassle, maybe just a little bit of slick roads in the morning and the evening rushes. But overall, this is a very quick shot of snow. Just like the title of this video, quick shot, but still impactful on your morning and evening commutes. But that's all I have for today. Comments in the comment section down below. If you like this new time frame for uploading videos, it's very, very useful for me to know when the people that watch my video want the information, because I do want to make sure that you have the information on your weather forecast for your morning commute. I usually upload at 5 a.m. just to get that right before the morning commute on the East Coast. So let me know in the comment section down below, but that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.